Nice
100 Millionaires
job.
podcast with myself, Walter Morello, and the great Michael Shine and Mitch Jaworski, who's putting an offer in at 4. Mike, bring us in, brother.
Hey, so massive income from passive income. I have to jump at 4 because I'm meeting with a group where we're talking about the very beginnings of a $1 billion syndication group.
Excellent.
So-
Please let me know how that turns out.
Yeah, well, it starts off with just a syndication, and then the plan is we've got a deal, and that deal looks really sweet. So then we succeed at that deal, and then we go out and we say, this is what we can do. Would you like to invest in a fund? And we'll establish a fund. None of this is established yet, but and then we go and get we have a couple of people can source amazing deals, and so that's it's exciting. So
I like it,
it's
man.
very beginning, it's just lots of meetings at the beginning, see what people are doing, but I'm excited. Yeah,
it makes sense to be looking for deals right now. We've been doing a lot of that. Mitch Jaworski, how do we get that massive income from passive income?
Yeah, you got to do like Mike's doing right now. You got to organize all the monies, and then you acquire things with it that allows you to collect more monies.
Well, that was the other thing I was thinking was I'm just I haven't been in the smaller deal flow lately. I want to pick up a couple of more. Just Brenda and I pick up like somewhere around North Kingstown, and I actually do have a wholesaler who will make phone calls. He's got a team of like 20 people in New England. And I think we just want to get back to like picking up some hard assets that bring in cash flow, rent.
Nothing like hard assets, just things that work, things that make money, the basics. We talked about that a little bit this weekend at the mastermind. Was just, hey, what are you buying right now? One type of business, and then one type of asset, and that's real estate. So it's back to the basics, man. Just doing what works. So I posted in Alchemist Nation last Friday. Last Friday, we had the whole community get together. We did like a town hall meeting, and just kind of talked about the future of where we're going. One thing that came up was really interesting was the summit. Summit is 70 days away. So we're getting close. Mitch is doing his talk, which I think he's going to be sharing about a lot of his deals he's done, kind of the basics of starting from nothing and getting somewhere. The Alchemist Nation podcast is out. Mike, you were on the podcast. How do you feel that you guys did interviewing you?
Yeah, that was really fun because I noticed that when you're the guest on the podcast, you get to talk about yourself.
Indeed.
It's not like, share the spotlight. It's all about you. So it was fun. It was a nice.
Yes.
This is awesome. Yeah.
I also felt the same way. That they brought me onto the podcast, and it was interesting because they're like, welcome to the Alchemist Nation podcast. And I'm sitting there thinking, shit,
that's my podcast.
I don't have to do that.
Well, that's why we went with
right
welcome, because obviously everyone's so used to welcome back. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going with welcome.
I love it.
To another episode of the Alchemist Nation podcast.
Yeah. Hey, just a little self-serving, my title business. I've been talking about Florida, but I feel like people don't realize that I've been licensed in Florida since like 2010.
I'm not back. I've been here.
Yeah, so 2010. But we are opening. I went down to Ocala. We're in the process of putting up a getting rental space down there. Megan from my office is moving down there, and we are on our way. So if you got Florida closings and you need an awesome title company, we are it.
See you, man. I see you doing those
Hell
closings. I think you got 2 closings for me coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah, we're clearing up some issues with your lender, and then we're on our way, right?
Man, absolutely ridiculous, that lender.
I'm not going to say any names, but they have been bad from day one. Like it was like 2.5 years, wasn't it, to get the thing closed?
2.5 years to get it closed. Well, it was 14 months to get it closed.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a long time to get. They wouldn't let us sell anything individually. And then Ron had to go and figure out how to get a partial release. Really negotiate hard to get partial releases so we could sell houses individually. Because for those of you who don't know how we financed a lot of our buildings, we bought them all hard money, and then we did one big lump sum portfolio loan, which everybody in Bigger Pockets talks about. Do the portfolio loan, like buy real estate all a whole bunch at once. Totally cool in acquisition mode. And then when you go to sell stuff, I need a partial release on this.
It's crazy.
So we've made a ton of money, but we've also paid a ton of mortgages off because the partial release requires that an exorbitant amount goes back to the mortgage.
Yeah.
So like, even though we've made the money, we're paying off mortgages, which is not
crazy.
really our traditional strategy.
The crazy thing was when we, as the closing company, would say, hey, give us a payoff. We're not talking about them funding. If you're just listening, we're not talking about them funding a deal. We're literally
Deals, we already got their money. We already have their
literally
money.
saying, hey, we want to pay you $500,000 today. Just tell us the exact amount that you're owed on this property. And they kept saying no. And we were like, what is going on? Don't you want your money back? And if you think about it, I don't know what your rate was, but I know it's a lot lower than the going rates are now.
We're in 5 right now. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, the rates right now are much higher. So they could take that money if they would allow us to pay them and put it back on the street at a much higher interest rate. And I've never seen anything like it.
And then oddly enough, recently they were, so we split up a lot of our condos into different LLCs, just protection. And then they said, nope, all those condos need to be back under one LLC.
Yeah.
Or we'll close on anything else. We closed like half a dozen buildings.
Yeah.
More than that. We closed,
I know we
12
closed at
deals
least
before
3 or 4 before they raised this flag. And you're
Yep.
like, wait a second, we've already done closings with you. We paid you. You got your money back. Everything's wonderful.
yeah. We
And
started
they
off with
said-
24 condos, right? We
Yeah.
started off with 8 other buildings, and now
Yeah.
we're down to 15 condos, 1 building left. And it's just, now you're pulling this as a challenge. So yeah,
Yeah.
lending space, weird. It's just,
Yeah, it's not bad or good. It's just
we won't do another
strange.
loan with them again, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what we
It's
learned.
strange.
But the rate was amazing. We locked in for 30 years, although we do have a 5-year adjustable arm, but we locked in the rate, which was pretty
Yeah.
cool. So
Anyways, it's
next deal
the
will be
fun,
better.
People, I don't know. It's the challenge of real estate, but it's nothing that can't be overcome,
Yep.
A lot of times people talk about like the closing business and I'm like, this isn't brain surgery. Everything, if someone makes a mistake, we can always fix it. So, things get resolved. I always joke around that you get upset about something or something bothers you and 2 weeks later, you don't even remember that it happened. It's like, so let's just keep moving forward. Yeah.
That's the truth,
Cool.
man. As we get closer to the summit, this is for everybody who's listening. What Mike just said is, it just happens. Like, this is an easier way to say, like, it just happens. Just keep putting more offers in. Mitch, you got something you're closing on soon, don't you?
Awesome.
No, I don't.
Putting an offer in.
You putting
No,
offers
we just
in?
finished. We just finished that last one. No, that there was a 3-unit that I felt like I was gonna get, but couldn't get the seller to come down to my price, and she found someone else to give her more money. So
Good
good
for
for
her.
that seller.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, poking around some new stuff, and may put an offer in on something this afternoon that popped up.
It's awesome.
Nice, man. What have you been doing to find your deals? What have you been doing to find stuff?
Nothing different. I mean,
Word of mouth.
I have a couple realtors that seem to bring me off market / pocket listing stuff. I obviously am connected to a few wholesalers in the area.
I'm
And
really
honestly,
excited because I'm really excited.
MLS still,
We
believe it or
we have
not.
a wholesaler now.
Yeah.
He just seems to be able to find like amazing deals. Like this deal that I was talking about, the first one, the syndication, he's going back with the seller between 6.5 and 6.7 million. Like that's where they're at, 200,000 apart. And
Big gap.
he already estimates that the thing's probably worth 13 million all day long.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
So that's why it's the first one for the group, because if you can show people what you can do, then it's then
it's a lot
they
easier.
want to invest with you. That's what.
Yeah.
And
Set
we
that one up
don't
as
want
well.
to. I don't want to be in that situation where I can't sleep at night with other people's money. It's just
No, man.
yeah.
No, it's one of the things Vinny said to me 2 weeks ago. He said, never borrow other people's money. Said, invest other people's money.
Yeah,
Invest in things that
right?
make money.
That's
So don't
a
borrow it.
good point. Yeah,
Invest it. It's a
Yeah.
very different mindset.
so good.
That's what he
Yeah.
does. We had him on.
Yep.
We recorded his podcast
Oh,
episode this
you
week.
did?
No way.
Awesome.
You had him on the podcast?
Yeah, yeah. We did Vinny. We did Doug. So yeah.
When are these coming out?
Yeah, where are these podcasts coming out?
I thought
Where is
Andrew
this-
was. I
where's
thought
this-
Andrew was releasing the first one this week. So
I saw the first one come out on Alchemist Nation. I saw it come out on YouTube.
Who was the
Alchemist
first
Nation.
one?
it did. I don't even know that. So clearly, it didn't
got-
get released to a lot of hyper
that Larry?
fanfare. No, actually,
that
I'm the
wasn't Larry.
first
That was,
one.
That was Mitch. He was
Oh,
the
Mitch
first
is
interview.
The first one on his own podcast. Nice.
And then,
Oh, I got something. Oh man, I got something. Okay, check this out. The map's been updated. So when you go to Alchemist Nation, now all of our events are actually showing up on the map.
boom.
I got
So
to
this-
go to one in Tampa. That was awesome.
Yeah, he went
I
to the
was,
one
I was
Dorina
in
runs.
Ocala checking out places for my office and did the hour and 20-minute drive.
Yep, you were down here at this one here.
To get that. That was fun. Lots of really cool people.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's pretty exciting to have these operating.
I think we need an Alchemist Nation jet because what I want to do is I want to live in Roatan, fly to
Yes.
Miami, and then jump on the private jet to take me wherever I need to. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
And just
Land
go
and
to
go.
the local events.
Yeah.
So here's the podcast. Episode 2 is already out. They interviewed me.
Nice.
Episode 1 came out earlier this week. That's 4 days ago. So that was you,
Awesome.
Mitch. So it's happening. You
Cool.
jump in there
I
and
didn't even realize he had posted them.
you can get it on iTunes. It's on iTunes.
Why is not? We need to start blasting these in the Facebook groups.
Hell to the yeah.
And someone needs to go in there and correct my name. That's completely spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get that name fixed.
That drives me nuts.
Just let Andrew know and he'll take care of you, brother.
I saw there was this thing that was on a PowerPoint. It was like something like, you reap what you sow or whatever. And they spelled sow, S-E-W. And I'm like, oh my God,
No.
you cannot do that.
You can't sue what you're reaping.
Yeah, right. And then
can't reap what you
also,
sow.
they were talking about Kyle Saboth and they spelled his last name wrong on the
Just-
thing.
World of hurt.
Yeah.
He just won't be their friend. He won't like their posts. So there's a lot going on in Alchemist Nation. There's 265 events officially, Mike. So I was asked the other
amazing.
day how many events we have running. 265, 40 of which have hosts, and we're looking for volunteers for the other 125 right now to show up, take care of people. It's intense. Those events are just networking events at the moment, but once a host gets installed, once a volunteer is installed, then we start really cranking out the education, pushing them into the trusted teams. So we have
I
a
got Dorina
four-stage-
asking me to go and speak at some of the local ones, which is a win-win for everyone because I love talking about real estate, love talking about closings, and it helps me because then people send us deals and I can feed my kids. So
That's it.
I'll take
Boom.
it. Yeah.
And we know Noah's been doing a lot of working out, so he's getting expensive.
Noah was the best windsurfer of the year at his camp. And they have, in the boys' side, they have a junior side and a senior side for the camps. And Jonah was camper of the year in junior, and Noah was camper of the year in senior. The Shines
Look at
represent.
that.
Shines
So
represent.
Shining.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I got shined this weekend. Steve ended up picking up the tab at a very expensive restaurant.
Oh, nice. Nice
You be
job.
getting, that's what happens when people come to visit. You get shined.
Yeah.
Oh man, I usually like when people come to visit, I'm like, I got you. Especially like these guys are paying me, right? I'm coaching, so I figured I get this, I get that. I'm really good. Like I tell the waitress beforehand, I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, here's my card. Like, some of the tricks I learned from you.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get the maitre d' now if you're around Steve.
Yo,
You'll
Steve
be like,
is
"Here."
like next level.
This is my table. We joked around that I get the maitre d'. He's like, I bought the restaurant.
I love it. I was able to shine Walter when I was visiting as well.
That's so awesome.
It did happen one time. So
Doreena's
I
like-
got a little rusty with you guys.
Doreena's like, Doreena's like, I'm like, are you guys ready? And she's like, yeah. And then she's like looking for the check, and I just
Like,
looked
who
at her. I'm
paid?
like,
Who
you've been
caught the bill?
shined. Literally, that's what I said. I'm like, you've been
I
shined.
love it.
And I walked away.
Love it.
So it's really cool that you started that, man. Like and when we'll go out with friends and they're like, oh, you paid. I'm like, yeah, I got a buddy. I always tell the story. I got a buddy of mine just told me, is like, look, if you can't afford to pay for your friends when you go out, don't go out. Like, just make sure that you can afford to pay for your
Very
friends.
sweet. I don't
And,
remember saying that, but I'll take the credit.
Well, I pulled it out of you, right? That was
Right.
we and I were having a dialogue.
That's so awesome. Yeah, but it's fun to pay. I like it,
And for you, obviously, it's how you started the law practice, right? It's how you started your business. It's
Absolutely.
like, hey, I take a realtor out, I pay for dinner. It's like, just, it's
Yeah.
just what I do.
Yeah.
And I like that it came from a place of business, but then it just became, I feel the joy of giving. Like it's
it's awesome.
it's the reason I still work. Like I like to take people out and spend a little bit of money. So
Yeah. Cool.
yeah.
All right, I gotta
I
run.
know you got an appointment.
Yes.
Mitch, you gotta go. I got the
Get
team
it.
with, so
Go to
Yeah,
that
it's time to
gym.
go crush it.
I'm gonna go get some creatine.
yeah,
Oh my god,
creatine.
that's too funny.
I'm looking at these nitrite pills or nitrates or something.
Oh my
like that.
god,
Wow.
Or
I
don't
just
even
putting
know.
read-
knots in the system.
you're going down a
You wanna
rabbit
get-
hole. I'm not going down. I got
You wanna-
protein.
If you want to get
Okay,
motivated,
creatine.
read Rich Roll's Finding Ultra and the crazy stuff all vegan, but all the stuff that he put into himself to get healthy.
I'm
and-
gonna watch Rich Rolls. I'm gonna listen to Rich Rolls. I'm gonna watch David Goggins. This has been
yeah,
my
there you go.
strategy.
Rich Roll mentions David Goggins in his. So
Just
there you
mix
go.
in Arnold here and there, and I'm on the game train. Then I watch Mitch Jorsky at the gym, and it's like, what?
I don't know about all
Stop.
that.
That's awesome. You can watch Dorina at the.
Oh man, yeah. Anytime she goes with me, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm lifting right now. I'm just going to do it with you.
That's awesome. All right.
All right,
Nice.
take us out of here, Mike.
Massive income from passive income. It's great to see you guys.
Mitch, how do we do it?
Organize and collect.
Point is not to work, it's to generate income. We're 70 days from the summit. We will see you there. Cheers.
Peace.
Boom.
Cheers to your success.
I have a choice.
See you
Always
on
offer the best.
See you in Orlando. I
you
drove
in
by the
Orlando.
Florida hotel. That was awesome. I was like, hey, there's the hotel right there.
You're like, I'll see you soon, hotel.
Yeah,
Click the
that's
link.
awesome.